Well, the numbers for how many people have uninstalled ChatGPT have come out, and it's about 295% of users after the Department of Defense deal. TechCrunch has
Wow.
reported this surge in drop off, which is kind of amazing.
I'm still using both, but I
Hmm.
think that it's important that, like, none of us rely too heavily on AI
Hmm.
because then we become, like, I don't know, the same anonymous figures of these AI instruments and not being ourselves.
Yeah, I totally agree. That actually reminds me that the Pope recently said that that the priests, when they're writing the sermon, to not use ChatGPT or any AI
Yeah.
because it removes the humanness to the sermon. And I thought it
Yeah.
was like really interesting. I assume that means that the fathers had been using ChatGPT to some
Yeah,
extent.
for
Um,
sure.
but but yeah, I agree. That's like one of the, it's supposed to be one of the most human moments of like, people, going to sermon and,
Mhm.
listening to the Father speak. And if that's pretty much the one thing that he's writing on a weekly basis, then why would he, use AI to like help him?
I mean, honestly, I'm a preacher's kid. It's not that surprising that they were using AI and
Hmm.
ChatGPT to write their sermons because a lot of times people steal sermons, they buy sermons so that they don't have to do it.
Oh,
But it
interesting.
is, yeah, so it's not, it's just a new form of something that had been happening. But I
Hmm.
think that because ChatGPT is essentially free and
Right.
it's not theft, it's not sermon stealing, that it probably was just taking precedence in a way that no one had ever seen, and it was like, "Hey, we gotta put the human emotion back
Yeah.
into this. Like, this ain't gonna
God, I
work."
mean, yeah, yeah, yeah. If religion is moving away from that and human emotion, then what do they have left to offer? you know?
Exactly.
That's wild. Okay, and then the other thing I want to talk about is that Netflix has opened up its inventory to Amazon audiences. We had previously talked about how Amazon has set up their own like dashboard and information of like demographics, names, like information that people have for what sort of Amazon content they like on Amazon Prime, but then also what they're shopping for, right? So to make it a little bit easier for people to target them directly, which at the time I thought was a really good idea because if they're bringing in ads, you at least want to get ads that you want to see
Right.
and not be completely random. Kind of like I always say, it's like Hulu is giving you like random, ads entirely. So it's really interesting that Netflix has now opened up that inventory to Amazon, I assume,
Mhm.
so that they can also start creating their own ads in house in the future, since now the free tier has been getting more ads for people.
I saw this coming.
Hmm.
You could already kind of see it coming because when you're watching any show on Prime, when you pause it, I'm sure you've seen it where it has,
Yeah.
like, things that have been in, like, your shopping cart, and now it's
Hmm.
on your TV, and it's like, "Scan this and go ahead and buy it," and I was like, "Oh, they're gonna collab with some other
Hmm.
streaming, and this is going to be a thing across all of them." So when I heard about it, I just wasn't that surprised that it was happening with Netflix because Netflix is the biggest streaming service, and
Hmm.
Amazon is Amazon.
Yeah, 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 yeah. But
Mhm,
yeah, at least, it is kind of based on your car and your previous, shopping,
mhm,
like what you have bought before. And, obviously when you have such a trove of information that, is easier to access through these partnerships. I mean, more and more of these streamers are gonna, try doing that.
mhm,
It is interesting because if you think about Hulu, kind of who they're, mixed in with, right? It's like the whole Disney network.
yeah.
They could have better they could have better ads. But
Would
anyway,
not matter any everything,
it's true.
but that's, like, a whole whole 'nother conversation, but, like, their interface, their ads, it's all
Yeah.
mm-mm.
Yeah, yeah, it's it's wild that, just
Disney
even with,
really doesn't
like
care. I don't think they
I
care.
know, yeah, yeah, it's crazy.
My last job was actually I worked for Hulu through an agency, and
Mhm.
Disney was like, "We don't want any more agencies, we only want Disney employees," and they let the agency go, and yeah, that was it. And it's just like, I don't think Disney realizes, like, I don't know, the state of marketing and agencies and everything. They're still relying on an antiquated system,
Mhm.
and things are changing, and they got to get with it a little bit better.
Yeah, which will be interesting to see, right? Because the new CEO that they hired is based on the parks and like the cruises and all that, right?
Yep.
So shifting away from the content side, even though, the
Mhm.
president is the content, person. So hopefully they will have some of that.
Right.
But, content creation doesn't necessarily mean that you also then have the ad network and the ad uh
Exactly.
like know how to like fix that side of it, nor does it
Mhm.
mean that you will fix the platform, right? Because I mean the biggest thing is the platform itself. Like how do you fix it? How do you make it a little bit better? Like now that you do have more information about the things that we like and don't like,
Mhm.
it should be
Mhm.
able to like fix it to make it seem as if like you know what I'm gonna watch and not
Yeah.
watch.
And don't lose what I'm watching
Yeah.
every time. Like, what are we uh-uh.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.